Tiger speaking from Treeleaf, the beat of a broken voice. Winter. I'd like to add a few words to what I said last week about the picture of seeing, getting a glimpse of the ox, of the bull. And in order to do so, I would like to quote a very famous teacher of the past, Wanshi. Kurosawaki, in one of his comments, says, or quotes Wanshi, that says, "It shines without confronting objects. It shines without confronting objects." And at the end, Kurosawaki adds, Zazen is an activity that is an extension of the universe. Zazen is not the life of an individual. It is the universe that is breathing. Now, these are very clear and eloquent words. We don't need to experience the awakening. All we need is to allow the universe to experience itself through just sitting. Now let me try to get another picture to convey that idea, which is not an idea, which is actually a reality. Imagine it's a very, very hot summer day and you're really thirsty. You're dying for a glass of water, fresh and cool water. And eventually you get it, and you're there holding the glass, and you put it to your lips and starts to drink, and suddenly you cannot tell me or anybody where the water starts, where you start, where you end when the waters end. Actually, there is no more water. It's just a sheer one taste. The witness has gone. Well, then at the end you might just say, "Ah, that was so good." Yes. Indeed. It was very good. So my point is, once you're there drinking, you vanish and the drink vanishes. Simple. Very simple. You see, when spring is spring utterly, completely, totally, there's no spring to be found. When winter is utterly winter, there's no winter to be found. And there's no witness of winter. And there's no witness of spring. That's also why Dogen says somewhere that spring doesn't turn into summer, or winter doesn't turn or become spring. When one thing is one thing only, totally, utterly, then bang. So the witness is very useful sometimes. When you start to sit and you're very chaotic and your mind is just a real shamble, you might just count the breathing. 1, 2, 3. Why not? You might, in order to settle down, feel the ground, feel your spine, experience verticality. Be mindful of your body-mind sitting. Why not? But eventually, you are invited to drop all these techniques to reach the core of our practice, which is not to do a single thing. And you don't know if you're doing this correctly. All you can do is just allow it. Allow it. Of course, if you say, I've got it, I'm doing it, guess what? Well, he's back. The watcher's back. Hello. He's going to take a picture. For sure. So, so this so-called stage, which is not actually a stage, it's always there in our practice. I sometimes go there, of course, because sometimes, just like everybody else, I'm in a mess. Not sometimes, a lot of the time. But when things are running smoothly, there's nothing to do. It just does itself. And the same thing applies to sitting. In the vids I will record these coming few days, hopefully. I'd like to talk about that. To talk about how it is completely, absolutely silly to think, I know how to sit. We don't know. We can't get any feedback. Dropping the knowledge itself might open up things, but fixing the body in a rigid composure, I call it frozen spasm, because, well, for many years I sat like that, and I have that tendency to sit like that. Well, sorry, it hurts the back. Ooh. It makes my mind rigid. So, activity being just what it is the activity of sitting Zen, Zazen. And although we might walk there with a friend called the Watcher, the Glimpse Catcher, at one point we wave goodbye. And we're just completely alone, entirely alone. When Hatha Zenji visited France a long time ago, he brought a kakejiku on which was written, "We are fundamentally alone." And I was very impressed with it. I thought he is talking about the Sangha in France, and as opposed to Japan, and feeling the loss of their teacher, of our teacher at the time, my teacher at the time, teaching Manu. Well, no, he was talking about this. We are alone. We are just standing and sitting by ourselves. And this is the universe realized as it is. Take care.